Captain IBRAHIM TRIORE of Burkina Faso made a speech to address the nation on the reason why the strike. He started it clear why Burkina Faso had been witnessing economic, political, and war crisis in the country, a problem tracing it back to France. He made it clear that France is responsible for the war and sabotage in Burkina Faso military operations. Before we dive into the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more engaging videos like this.
If you want to break with these imperialist forces, it's simple. We denounce the agreements. Everything starts from there. I think the example of Chad in any case is tangible. They started by denouncing the agreements. Otherwise, if we don't denounce the agreements, just saying that the bases leave, we haven't done anything. Because the problem lies in the colonial agreements, the defenses that have been signed since independence. The most dangerous is not the one you see in the bases. The most dangerous are the military advisors. Military advisors exist in all these countries. They existed in Burkina as well until the end of 2022, until we took responsibility. And who are these military advisors? They are the ones who are supposed to implement France's policy here. They must work to make our armies very weak so that France can always have the argument to exist here. Under their influence, they had succeeded. Our sentinels were therefore standing guard with sticks. That's what France wants from our armies. When we reach this stage, we have no choice but to want them to come and settle. But the Burkinabe army managed to get rid of the military advisors. Unfortunately, I think that in 2019, after Operation Otapono, where the French saw that the Burkinabe army still had the capacity to respond to terrorists, they called the chiefs of staff in France. They instructed him to reintegrate the military advisors throughout the structure. Well, they did not agree. But upon returning to the country, the politicians instructed him to accept the military advisors. And that's when the military advisors returned to the Burkinabe army in 2019. With all the consequences we know, the army was on the verge of disappearing in the years 2020-2021. And indeed, this is the time when many soldiers had to desert because there was no longer any hope. We were in the process of collapsing. That's a bit how they work at the General Staff headquarters. In all army headquarters, in the schools, they are the ones who are supposed to dictate the policy of our army. They are the ones who tell us when to recruit, how to recruit, and what to do with them. They are in the schools to tell us how to train them, and so on. As long as these military advisors are there, you are not independent. Your army will just have the appearance of an army that is there to perform parades, a circus. But when war comes, you will realize that a parade is one thing, but war is another thing. You have to break the agreements. It's the only way to have an independent army and build strength. But many people do not understand this, perhaps. And even with these agreements, France selects from our states officer cadets to go and train them. It's through these same agreements. But in reality, these officers who go to train, for the most part for France, they come to serve the French state in their country. They do not come to serve our countries. They train them so that they come to serve the interests of the French state. I can provide evidence of this. When we revolted, many officers in Burkina who were trained in France were immediately contacted to tell them that it was time to take action because you were trained for this, to serve France's interests. Most of these officers reported back to us. We took note and we continued to monitor. When an officer trained in France returns to his country and unfortunately dies, either by accident or on the battlefield. In France, there is a night of tribute to the fallen in the army, as there is everywhere else. During the night of tribute to the fallen, the name of the officer in question is mentioned, and it is said, died for France. They do not train him to serve his country, they train him to serve their state. And in many African states, there are plenty of such officers. Let's stay focused. And if we need to say it, we are not in a democracy. We are indeed in a revolution, progressive, popular. Everyone needs to understand that. And it's even more surprising that those who are supposed to be the intellectuals who went to school, one might imagine that a country can develop in democracy. That's false. When you cite a single country that developed in democracy, it's not possible. Democracy is only the culmination. We inevitably go through a revolution, and we are indeed in a revolution. For those who hadn't understood, we say it again, yes, loudly. Everyone needs to incorporate this. And our role to communicate, to explain, to make people understand what our revolution is, we will continue to play it. So, this question of democracy or libertinism, of action or expression, has no place. I said it once, as much as you think you are free to speak and act, the other is free to speak and act as well. And there we end up with a society of disorder. And as it happens, it is fitting that we are in the midst of celebrating patriotic days. The theme is indeed order and discipline. We do not make a revolution in disorder. It is impossible. And order, we will enforce order and discipline so that we can progress. Because social, economic, political, ideological reforms need order and discipline. And everyone has a role to play in this. So, embrace the revolution, because many people, for the past 2 years, have boarded the ship out of opportunism. We are surfing on giant waves. We are in the storm, we are facing very strong headwinds. Those people, they will never be able to stay in the boat. Gradually, they will fall into the water and you will see them. But we will continue because our goal is to find calm waters and be able to navigate. When we leave the storm for calm waters, I think we will surf without any problem. So, invite everyone to be vigilant because the enemy, they recruit and continue to recruit traitors. Just a few days ago, traitors were arrested. And who I call a traitor are those among us who continue to work to be agents for embassies of imperialist countries established in Burkina Faso. Some have been arrested and we will continue to unmask others. They are there in our administration, they are there in civil society organizations, they are there in political organizations, and they manipulate others to lead them down paths, in any case, contrary to the progress of our homeland. And it is when we arrest them that we realize they truly are agents of these countries, embassies of these imperial countries also established in Burkina. Let's stay vigilant, because our revolution does not please many people. It's Valerie Lequay and his sub-prefects who are there executing the orders of their master, believing they can put an end to our revolution. Let them understand that we have taken all the measures. And I say it once again, we will be ruthless and without remorse towards those who think they can stand in the way of the development of our homeland. We will continue our revolution. We will develop our infrastructure, whether in health, education, or road infrastructure. We will develop our industry, transform what we want, and consume what we have transformed. Burkina will shine. Regardless of what we have done, those who are still nostalgic for the year 87, I repeat. So stay focused, stay vigilant, set your paths for the coming quarter and for the rest of the year. We will therefore remain on this path of victory. We will continue to fight on the ground to reclaim our various areas. And I can assure you that the progress made, the territories reclaimed in this first quarter are of strategic importance. And it has allowed us to establish ourselves up to the border. And that is very remarkable. We will continue in this direction, zone by zone, step by step, to clean the territory and reclaim the entirety of our country. Thank you all. Have a good week and good luck for the quarters that are beginning. Be those who also convey our ideology within, therefore, the popular mass. Thank you. Have a very good day, everyone, and may God bless our dear homeland. The homeland or death we shall overcome. Thank you.